Well, hello everybody. I'm doing this Facebook Live. In the link of this title is the Twitter space coming at 4 p.m. today. I'm giving a shout out to Ron Robertson, Alberta Independence, Marilyn Burns, APP, Benjamin Ebley, Alberta 51st State Movement. This is all on my friend Marcus Ruiz Evans, who currently, everybody, is running the California referendum to secede from the United States of America. CalExit, very old movement. It started more than a decade ago. I hooked up with Marcus, who's on the left spectrum. It's all California folks who are not happy with Donald J. Trump, and they voted for Kamala Harris, the Joe Biden program. They won all of that, and to the point that California voted 58% for Kamala Harris in the last election. Well, the needles moved hard, lots of Californians signing on, and they're doing that through the Citizens Initiative in the California state constitution, where California has ran many ballot referendum questions, meaning not only do you elect your governor, you elect senators and other officials, you also answer the referendum question. It's right on the ballot. Should California secede from the United States of America? That's what they're doing. Now, they have a signature drive system in the Constitution on major amendments to the Constitution, meaning going for succession being a major amendment and change to the United States. Huge question. It requires a specific set of rules, time frame, and signatures. And it's done throughout the districts, but it has many different rules, has a different threshold than Danielle Smith is claiming with her Sovereignty Act and even in the amendment. We're going to go through all of that in actual comparative analysis of what Marcus Ruiz Evans is doing, what Danielle Smith claims she's made easier than California, which in fact is not true. It's much harder in Alberta, and it's not clear that anything's going to be achieved. That we know absolutely. And why? Because there's nothing of an Alberta Constitution. There's nothing of the Alberta Executive Acts to give any authority of such. Again, where does it go? Prime Minister of Canada and Governor General of Canada, which, if they don't agree with all the roadblocks that they've had the Supreme Court put in place, it's never going to happen, no matter how hard the people of Alberta or Quebec or any other region work towards it. I've come to this in Canada reality a very long time ago. In fact, when I ran Alberta Independence, I only ran on international law. I said, you know what? Canada's system and its roadblocks are not matched in any international precedent or example worldwide. So I'm going to go the international route. I'm going to present that, and I did. I didn't run with an in-Canada solution. 51st State has an in-Canada solution at the highest levels. That's why I champion that platform, because no matter if it's a province, region, or all of Canada, the only effectual way is to truly win Prime Minister of Canada, meaning you get your party elected to federal office. And I don't think people are ready for that, but it's time you hear from actual successionists around the world. I've presented lots. I gave Catalan's drafter of the Declaration of Independence, where they ran in a majority, won a majority, took a 96 percentile majority, and yet they were vetoed, and yet Spain came in and moved on military might. I presented that too, and I could probably bring Hector Lopez Beaufil to Alberta maybe later this summer. I'm going to reach out to him. He wanted to when I was in Texas. He was interested in that, but it'll require Albertans, and he'll give a big talk. He would do a seminar just for Albertans on this topic. And you know what? Maybe Quebecois, if they want that, but we'll have to work on that. But this one today, in the link of this title, is Jonathan's Twitter space. Marcus is calling me at 1 p.m. Cali time, 4 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. Alberta time. He's calling. I'm going to link him in. You're all going to hear from him over my connection to Twitter because he's not on Twitter X. No surprise, most Californians aren't down with Elon Musk and the whole Twitter to X system. To each their own. The whole point of this is what's being done in California by successionists, by real ones, and what Alberta's proposing. Are they the same? Is it easier now in Alberta, made more easy than California, or is that a lie? And I think you already know what answer I'm going to give, but it's best to hear from Marcus, who's very upbeat and positive. He's got his publisher, his marketing strategist. I think they're going to join in directly into Twitter, but Marcus is going to be on the phone through me. So we're going to do that. Everyone can ask questions. It's an invite for APP's Marilyn Burns. It's an invite for Independence Party of Alberta, Ron Robertson, Peter Downing for Statehood Alberta, and one Benjamin Ebley for Statehood Alberta. It's not about what you believe in or not believe in. It's about what's legally happening, what's happening in constitutional processes, why Alberta, Quebec, or anywhere else in Canada, why regions should start with constitutions, highest laws of the land, because there isn't any. There are none. There's only executive crown acts, amendments to our constitutional acts. Every year a province confederated is an amendment to the Constitution. Start there, read those. Those are attached to your Constitution as amendments, and they're very autocratic, entirely crown-imposed supreme power over every region in Canada, giving effectually all the power to the Prime Minister. Through what? Governor General. This is word for word. Provincial models are even worse than the Canadian model, as bad and as sad as that is. But join me today, where you get to hear from the guy who's running the next referendum in the ballot. He has to finish by June. He's doing his 90-day window. You're going to learn how that's going, how they're getting there, and what pitfalls they have for all of you Albertans, knowing what they know you're doing, knowing that your premier actually went and took the Democrat model from California to make hers and her autocratic crown system, knowing what's real and what's not real. Thanks, that's my video. If you want to know the truth from an expert, someone who's gone through the entire world, I didn't just do California, I did Illinois too. There's a whole independence movement in Illinois versus Chicago, that island of red, that ocean of red with that island blue city. Truth, whether people like that or not. You'll find there's not a place in the world I haven't gone when it comes to independence and sovereignty. There's not a place in the world I haven't gone, or somebody who actually is running it or doing it that I haven't spoke to, who doesn't know me, who doesn't have a connection. That's my video. Share, share, share. If you want to see what's real versus what's fiction, today's the day. We're going to host that all for you. We're going to show you the mighty state of California. Literally more American citizens than there are Canadian subject citizens, meaning legal Canadians. California is more populated, contrary to what you're told. 7 million Canadians aren't Canadians. Those are people who've applied or have come to Canada, but they're not citizens, not yet. 7 million out of our 41. That means California is more populated than Canada. Look at Alberta's size to California's size. Look at their referendum process to your referendum process. Which one's fair? Which one's going to cost the most? Let's go through the cost of an average referendum in California. Let's migrate that to Alberta in its equivalency. How much would it cost to actually get one done? That's my video. Share, share, share. Be there. It's going to be a big space. I'm going to put it out in multiple groups. Bye now.